Hey guys, it's me Cosmic, and today I wanted to talk about digital minimalism, the benefits of it, why I believe it is going to be a great thing for all of us to engage in, as well as addressing a common misconception about digital minimalism. This is my script, by the way. I do over-rely on scripts a bit too much, I'll admit that. Let's get into the video.
Now, a common misunderstanding of digital minimalism is about it meaning avoiding technology in its entirety or quitting social media completely. This is not true. Throwing away your phone and quitting all social media or rejecting modern technology is not digital minimalism. It's also very unrealistic. We are currently at a time period where if you don't have, at the bare minimum, one of the last two things, you are going to be crippled socially, and you're going to be at a severe disadvantage. As such, it is an unrealistic desire and understanding to basically become Amish. When I say engage in digital minimalism, I'm not saying become Amish or return to the medieval period. What I am telling you is to be responsible. Digital minimalism is about using technology intentionally and only when it adds real value to your life. For example, you might delete apps that waste your time, but keep the ones that are actually useful, and instead of bouncing between 5 different platforms like a zoinked out squirrel, you simply use 1 or 2 platforms per day. You post something once per day if you want to and leave. You may also, and I highly recommend this, turn off notifications for unimportant apps and keep the important ones active.
I used to have an Instagram account before I realized it was completely unnecessary and pretty bad for my mental state. So I deleted it. After all, my main desire with Instagram since the day I opened it, which, keep in mind, I opened that Instagram account when I was about 15 or so, and I had it for a long time. But the main reason was to see cool pictures of the outdoors as well as art, mainly furry art. The problem is Instagram in general just was not good for me, and in my opinion Instagram really has turned to shit. So what other account did I have? Tumblr. And Tumblr is nowhere near as bad as Instagram, which is quite ironic because back in the day Tumblr was essentially what Twitter is now, but now the roles have been reversed, as odd as that is. But I can still find very cool artworks on Tumblr, as well as outdoors pictures. I myself take a lot of pictures outdoors because I spend a lot of time outdoors. I love nature. The Earth Mother is beautiful, and I take a lot of pictures. I do post them on my Tumblr, by the way. Make sure to check it out if you don't mind. And Tumblr also provides me with nostalgic value too, because of how old it is. I'm an early 2000s kid, so Tumblr has a lot of nostalgic value for me as well. The only real difference is that on Instagram I had give or take 1,400 followers, and on Tumblr it was like what, 7? Something like that. But obviously I can't allow, and I will not allow, numbers to basically chain me down to something that is making me more negative. I can't allow that. So I deleted that shit. Not freeze, delete. Get that shit out of my face. Just throw that bitch away. Getting rid of unnecessary social media accounts and only keeping the ones that I actually like, which are linked on my YouTube, by the way. Tumblr, YouTube, TikTok. That's it. I'm intentionally not including Discord because I use that like it's WhatsApp. So I don't really count that as social media, even though it kind of is. Not only has my mood improved quite a bit ever since I began doing this, as well as ever since I began engaging in digital minimalism, my attention span has slightly gotten better as well. Now, in fairness, my attention span was never too bad. It wasn't like horrible, but it had taken a bit of a hit. But that hit is gone now. I'm actually able to pay attention more often towards conversations.
Is not limited to that. Let's go ahead and take a deeper look at said benefits. Number 1. Better mental health and less comparison. Social media mostly shows curated highlights of others' lives, which can lead to an unrealistic and unhealthy comparison. On Instagram, this is a particularly rampant issue, so getting rid of it will help with reducing stress and anxiety, as well as reminding you of this very important thing called reality. The fewer platforms you are in, the fewer notifications you will get, less pressure to keep up, and more mental space. The constant exposure to others' highlights reels, which is usually cherry-picked, can make you think and feel like you're not doing enough or missing out on something important. Hence, limiting your exposure helps you focus on your own life without feeling behind of some random bullshit. This also helps you with critical thinking. Having only a few platforms forces you to think critically about why you're using them in the first place. Instead of letting algorithms run your day, you stay in charge of how and where you spend your attention, also with fewer apps demanding your attention. Your mind can rest, and that peace and quiet is essential for mental clarity and emotional well-being. It also helps improve sleep. Using fewer platforms usually means less screen time at night, which improves sleep quality, helping regulate your body's natural rhythms. It also provides you more time and focus. The average person spends more than 2 hours on social media every single day, and reducing the amount of accounts can give you that extra time back. Time that you can spend on hobbies, resting, studying, and so on. With fewer distractions constantly pulling on your attention, you can begin to concentrate more easily. Mindless scrolling drains mental energy, and cutting down on the apps frees you to engage in other healthier stuff. For example, let's say you spend 2 hours on each social media and you have 5 social media accounts. That's 10 hours wasted. Now, remove 2 of those social media accounts that, let's be honest, is essentially the exact same damn thing, and now you have 4 extra hours all for yourself, and so on and so forth. Social media is designed to be addictive as possible. Hence, the more you have, the more addicted you are, and addictions are the quickest way to fuck up your life, as well as mental health. You are also able to gain greater privacy and e-security. Now, it's already well known that every platform you join collects data about you, and when you have fewer accounts, you have fewer risks of personal info being stolen, as well as sold. Also, don't worry, there isn't a sponsor about some VPN incoming. Less exposure to fake content, brain rot, and scams. Now, some platforms are more vulnerable to misinformation, online scams, and brain rot, and staying away from them lessens your risk of being deceived by them. Now, I understand that you can find scammers and misinformation on any platform out there. It's just that some of these platforms are way worse than others are in comparison. Quality over quantity. With fewer accounts, you are more likely to engage in communities, topics, and people with genuine interest, and it prevents being overwhelmed by updates from random dickheads you don't care about. In short, allowing you to filter out empty noise with a good conversation, which is always great to have. Like physical clutter, digital clutter can feel overwhelming. Keeping your social media presence minimal creates a cleaner and more peaceful digital environment for all of us. Fewer platforms mean fewer addictive feeds trying to grab your attention. You become the one choosing how to spend your time without the noise of constant input and confusing distractions. You're more likely to tune into your own thoughts, values, and goals. Have healthy social media use, as well as responsible social media usage, helps us in many ways. When we avoid too much screen time and negative content, we feel less stressed, anxious, or sad, and being careful about what we share keeps us safe from strangers and online scams. Using kind words and being respectful online helps us stay connected with friends and family in a positive way by using social media in balance. We have more time for hobbies, education, sleep, and real conversations. Now, speaking of educational value, following inspiring, educational, or in simple, just good content can teach us new things and motivate us to do our best, or take a different look on something that we thought was negative. And that's about it for today's video. I have a recommendation for you before I end the video though. Go to the forest, take a seat, and sit in silence. Allow your mind to rest, or simply allow your thoughts to move freely in silence. The forest will feed the soul as food feeds the body. And that's about it for today. I hope I will see you again later, some other time. Goodbye.